In early 2025, the United States abruptly imposed a blanket 25% tariff on all imported automobiles, alongside a universal 10% tariff on most other goods. These measures directly contradicted the 2019 US-Japan Phase 1 trade agreement, which had been marketed as a safeguard against future tariffs. Japan, led by Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, responded with a strategy of firm but measured resistance, refusing to cancel the 2019 deal or fully capitulate to U.S. demands. Instead, Tokyo launched a multi-track campaign combining diplomacy, legal challenges, and economic adjustments to protect its interests while preserving the broader U.S.-Japan alliance. Japan's immediate response focused on diversifying trade partnerships. In March 2025, trade ministers from Japan, China, and South Korea held their first trilateral economic meeting in 5 years, agreeing to strengthen supply chain cooperation and revive talks on a free trade agreement. Simultaneously, Japan engaged Canada to expand economic ties, signaling a shift away from over-reliance on the U.S. market. Domestically, Ishiba framed the tariffs as a national crisis, forming a ministerial task force to coordinate the response. While Japan avoided retaliatory tariffs, it prepared a legal challenge at the World Trade Organization, arguing the U.S. move violated trade rules and the spirit of the 2019 deal. The roots of the conflict trace back to the Trump administration's earlier trade policies. In 2019, Japan narrowly avoided auto tariffs by agreeing to lower barriers for U.S. agricultural goods, under an informal understanding that no further tariffs would follow. However, Trump's return to power in 2025 brought a harsher stance, with the White House citing persistent auto trade deficits as justification for the new tariffs. Japan contends the move breaches three key frameworks: the 2019 bilateral deal, despite lacking an explicit no-tariff clause, WTO rules, challenging the weak national security justification, and U.S. domestic law, by skipping required investigations. The economic impact is severe. UN estimates suggest Japanese auto exports to the U.S. could drop by $17 billion, potentially shaving 0.15% off U.S. GDP and 0.3% off Japan's. Prime Minister Ishiba outlined a four-pillar strategy. 1. Protecting core industries like autos and agriculture. 2. Preserving the 2019 deal while seeking temporary relief. 3. Keeping trade and security talks separate. And 4. Avoiding rushed concessions. The government also considered stimulus for affected businesses and accelerated shifts in production to Southeast Asia. The dispute has global repercussions. The EU and Canada fear the US could replicate these tariffs elsewhere, while smaller Asian economies like Thailand and Vietnam eye opportunities to attract Japanese automakers. Meanwhile, the US-Japan Security Alliance, anchored by 54,000 US troops in Japan, faces strain as trade tensions risk spilling into defense cooperation. Japan's long-term strategy includes deepening ties with Canada and regional partners, while investing in tech like hydrogen energy and semiconductors to reduce dependency on volatile markets. The stakes extend beyond economics. A prolonged trade war could weaken the rules-based global order, encourage retaliatory nationalism, and undermine the US-Japan alliance at a time of rising strategic competition with China. Japan's response, balancing legal pressure, diplomatic outreach, and industrial adaptation, will test whether middle powers can defend their interests without escalating conflicts. The coming months will reveal whether the US and Japan can recalibrate their trade relationship or if the rift will deepen, with lasting consequences for the Indo-Pacific and beyond. Like and subscribe for more analysis on global trade wars. What's your take? Should Japan retaliate, or is negotiation the only way forward? Comment below.